APA, I thought we'd look at as a stock of the day. It kicks off part two of its East Coast gas grid expansion. Southern states will benefit from 13% added capacity in time for winter 2024. This is climate change policy and renewable energy were brought to the fore during the federal election, promising to be an ongoing theme for Australian energy producers and beyond. And of course, Anthony Albanese forecasting that in his quad meeting yesterday. APA shares popping up almost 1%, 11 cents today. Carl, sort of APA is seen as a stock for uncertain times, a defensive stock. It's I say it's like the Transurban of gas. Instead of toll roads, this is toll pipes to get gas to market, isn't it? All the gas producers share this grid.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, one great thing for APA is they don't really care how much the gas costs that's going through it. I mean, that's the problem of the producers. And they're just obviously clipping the ticket as the gas passes from point A to point B. We've got about 15,000 kilometres or give or take of pipelines all over the country. So it is one of those essential infrastructure assets. There's no doubt about it. And this announcement today, I guess, just shows their confidence. I mean, the original announcement was made last year, and there was two stages, and this is the second stage. So I think the market was largely expecting it, but the price has been going up. The chart looks really, really good. It's one that I've been on ausbiz a few times telling people about this one. It's been coming up on my scans since about December, and I've ran it as my feature chart on Twitter a number of times since then. So it's been one of the go-to stocks for ThinkMarkets clients since the start of the year. They've done pretty well out of it. The only thing I would counsel now is in terms of evaluation, it is pretty much at our target, fair value target of about $12. So if you're kind of coming late to the party, maybe there's a little bit less meat on the bone for you. But that would be more for your sort of market timer, your technical analyst, somebody looking for sort of a quicker turn. I think if you're more of a defensive investor, self-managed super fund, long-term portfolio stuff, I think you're fine, because I think you've got a really reasonably priced 4% yield. I think that's helpful, not fully franked, unfortunately, but a great chart, a great trend behind you in what is going to be, as I said, a key link, a key component in Australia's energy security into the future. So obviously we need to transition away from burning coal, and a lot of those coal stations are dropping off the grid. So gas provides this great opportunity to plug that hole with reliable baseload. Now, in the longer term, APA might have some problems, because by 2050, I'll just give you an example, the Victorian government's going to phase out gas. But that's a long term. Medium term, I don't think investors need to worry too much about that. The other quick point I'll make about this one is a lot of their prices are indexed to CPI, and in particular, for whatever reason, the US CPI. So US CPI running at about 8% at the moment. So they're going to get some great price. Yeah, absolutely, some great prices coming in. They've got some rising costs themselves, but I think there's going to be a mismatch there, which will hit the bottom line. So what did I say? I said a buy if you're a longer term defensive investor. If you've already bought it, like ThinkMarkets clients, back around 10, I think I'm going to go hold.
Okay. All right. Michael, what do you think of APA?
Yeah, great quality, monopoly type asset. Essentially, it's gone around and bought up and really consolidated the industry over the last decade or so. And that was creating a few issues in terms of future expansion, because the regulator was starting to the concern was the regulator was going to start to step in and stop any more acquisitions. So this expansion of their potential capacity will be a potential growth driver for them, up to 25% of gas in the East Coast, which is a big addition to the market. What is it? The Australian Energy Market Operator expects that gas demand will drop by 20% by the end of this decade, and then by 40% by the end of 2050. Right. So that could be one long-term headwind facing them. It looks unlikely unless the Australian government regulates the amount of new entrants into the gas market, but still, that is something to be conscious of. It has recovered back to where it was sort of pre-COVID levels. Its dividend yield is looking less attractive than it was, and a lot of people do invest in this for that steady dividend yield. However, in saying that, being a very high quality infrastructure asset, there are a lot of consortiums out there looking for these types of things, and it has been speculated that there are people interested in the likes of APA. We saw it with Sydney Airports, and we've seen discussion around the likes of Transurban as well. So that is definitely going to, or more than likely going to offer some support to the share price. So look, a very high quality, steady dividend paying stock, which is unlikely to fluctuate too much with the turbulence of the market. So
and as Carl's saying, a bit of an inflation hedge.
well, that's right.
as
It's
well.
similar, like you said at the top of the show, similar to Transurban, where all their income is somewhat linked to inflation. So a few tailwinds for the business at the moment. Very, very high quality. I think at some stage you might have to get a little bit nervous if bond yields do move too much higher, because they do carry an enormous amount of debt, just given the type of business that it is. And as it comes to recycling that debt and refinancing it, that might increase the servicing costs a bit. So that's something to keep an eye on. But at the moment, I think it's in a bit of a safe spot, a sweet spot as well. So I think you could buy it. I'm not going to give it a buy. I think you can give it a hold, because you'd sort of know what you're going to get with the company, and it's not really going to shoot up too quickly, you wouldn't think.
Right, okay.